We hope you're having a fantastic week and bringing your patients back to health. Recently, we've seen a slowdown in the processing of license applications here in Illinois. And because of that extended gap between graduation and licensure, we're getting a number of questions from both those graduates and from our member physicians who are looking to hire them as associates regarding what can they do in your office. And we'll get the question, can they perform an examination? Can they adjust? Can they go ahead and take x-rays? Or can they do any of those things under my license? Is any of that possible? And the short answer to all of those questions is quite simply no, they cannot. In fact, in your office, they are simply a highly qualified, highly trained, unlicensed chiropractic assistant. And so all of the rules for a CA then would apply to them even though they have graduated, because they don't have their license yet. By the way, all of this also applies to any doctors, regardless of how long they've been in practice, that are practicing outside of the state of Illinois, that are coming into the state. Until they have that license, they are unlicensed in Illinois, and they would simply be an unlicensed chiropractic assistant, unless they have a qualification or a certification or a license to be able to perform certain tasks already from Illinois in a different arena, such as massage therapy or physical therapy or whatever else the case might be. Until they have that DC license, they're not a physician in Illinois as a chiropractic physician. So what does this really mean for you as their employer, if you will, the one who is looking to hire them? Or what does it mean for them? One of the pages that they have to fill out in their application is a work history page, and they're going to indicate where they've worked. If they have not yet filled out that application and they're working for you, you may want to ask them just to participate in the language that they're going to include when they list out their job responsibilities on that particular page, because you want to make sure that they're not over-exaggerating what they may be doing in your office, because it could put both their license and you in jeopardy. And so, you want them to make sure that they're not including some of the tasks that we already talked about, the examination, the adjustments, x-rays, etc., anything that is required to be performed by a physician. And also you want to make sure that if you're delegating to them, that you're delegating appropriately according to the laws that we've already previously discussed and have quite a bit of literature out at on the website. And so just participate if you can with them in that particular exercise to make sure that they get it exactly correct and don't necessarily embellish like you might on a resume and push the envelope right up to the edge of the maximum that you may have done. You just want to make sure that you protect yourself. The risk for them is if the department sees something in that work history that would raise some questions, they may invite them in for a meeting with the licensing board and an interview process to see exactly what that means for them. And it could end up costing them their license here in Illinois. Additionally, if you have helped them in that process and you've given them the authority to be able to perform those tasks, then for you would be called in on the medical disciplinary board side of things in regards to aiding and abetting the unlicensed practice of medicine here in Illinois. So this is an issue that's important to you. Now, again, it applies to both new graduates and it applies to anybody who's coming in from out of state that is not licensed yet. You just want to make sure that you dot your I's and cross your T's in those arenas. Now, here's what I'm not saying. I am not saying don't bring them into your office in that gap period and avoid that. I am not saying that at all. What I am saying is when you do bring them in, you want to be cautious. You want to make sure that your I's are dotted. In that time frame, think about all of the different training that they can undergo in your office that would allow them, once they receive their license, to hit the ground running. You can make sure that they understand your protocols, they know your marketing, they can understand your software and have been through that training, that they've been through your HIPAA training and have all of that nailed down. All of those things that they could get done. Additionally, they can help you with the same tasks that your unlicensed trained CAs would be able to do under delegation. Because again, that's what they are at that stage. They're an unlicensed CA. So they would be able to help you out with the modalities that you may delegate in your office. Hopefully this information helps you out, and we'll catch you next week.